Friends, ladies and gentlemen, I am here representing the official representative of the Chief Minister, who is unable to attend because of some other event that has taken place. I will read his message to you all. Okay. The Chief Minister's message. First and foremost, allow me to convey the regards from the Yang Amat Berhormat, Dato' Osman Sapian, Menteri Besar of Johor, who unfortunately is not able to be with us here due to unavoidable commitments. He also conveys his hope and prayer that today's event will further spur Iskandar Malaysia as one of the specialized programs to facilitate businesses to greater success for GBS Iskandar and contribute more effectively to Johor's growth and development. With that, allow me to read out his speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia has always been an appealing destination for foreign investment. We have been a favorite of many global companies from the US and Europe, Japan and Australia, and in recent years, China. In 2016, in a year when Malaysia recorded its highest ever FDI inflow of 47 billion Malaysian ringgit, we were ranked the 4th best country for global investment by the World Bank. It is not hard to see why, and these reasons have been cited over and over and time after time. They include the consistency of our political stability. Okay? Even though there was a change in government, but everything was stable and smooth. And a pro-business government, which I should stress, continues to be a pro-business with the recent change in government. We have world-class infrastructure for business and industry, as well as a mature and supportive business environment. In addition, our country continues to offer attractive business incentives. On the softer side, we also have highly developed cities that offer a safe, comfortable and high quality of life at an affordable rate and prices. Just as important, Malaysia is also home to a pool of educated, talented and productive workers. Young people who are technologically savvy, talents who are proficient in English, the second best after Singapore for a non-native English-speaking country. Malaysia is even more attractive now that ASEAN is becoming a common market, for we see our economy as the gateway into ASEAN and its market of over 600 million people. I should point out that ASEAN has collectively drawn more FDI than China over the past few years. Many of the reasons I mentioned earlier are also the factors behind Malaysia's strong appeal to investments in global business services, in short, GBS. We have been a global hub for GBS for more than 2 decades and have been consistently ranked among the top 3 destinations by Global Services Location Index by AT Kearney since 2004. The reasons highlighted by the consulting firm were once again financial attractiveness, talent availability and business environment. This brings us to Johor and its own compelling reasons why companies should base their GBS operations in the southernmost state in Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, as the largest state in the peninsula, Johor is also one of the fastest growing economies and a significant contributor to national GDP. In 2017, the Johor economy grew faster than its national counterpart. It recorded a GDP of Rm 124 billion at current prices, and this represented a growth of 6.2% against 5.9% nationally. Much of this robust growth was spurred on by development in Iskandar, which has over the years become the epicenter of the state's economic activities. While on this subject, I would like to point out that Johor is the only state that is home to two economic corridors, Iskandar, Malaysia, and also the East Coast Economic Region, or ECER. Currently, Johor is being positioned as the FIREB hub, or Center for Financial, Insurance, Real Estate and Business Services, since it is strategically located between Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. And in 2016, Iskandar Putri is announced as the GBS hub during the launch of GBS Iskandar initiative. And since it is just across a narrow strait from the island state, Johor is occasionally referred to as the southern gateway of Malaysia. In fact, it is this very proximity to Singapore that Johor has grown to become a premier destination for investment. And it is shaping up to be one of the most sought after in the whole of Southeast Asia. Every indicator would seem to suggest so. Since 2010, Johor has been the highest recipient of investment in Malaysia. Its approved investments in 2016 of an estimated Ringgit Malaysia 26 billion accounted for 45% of total approved investments for the nation. It was a similar story in 2017. The latest figures from the Department of Statistics show that approved investment for Johor amounted to about RM22 billion, or 34% of the national total. Clearly, Johor is poised to become the next growth center not only for Malaysia but also for the ASEAN region. When it comes to other considerations for investment, again, Johor appears to have the upper hand. The state capital, Johor Bahru, was ranked the third best city by Mercius 2017 Quality of Living Standard. This was based on a wide range of parameters, including the availability of healthcare, education, and also recreation. Now, let's do a simple comparison, apple to apple. First, the cost of doing business in Johor compared against Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. According to Frost and Sullivan, the overall costs in Johor are approximately 30% lower than in Kuala Lumpur and 60% lower than in Singapore. When it comes to the cost of living, ECA International in 2017 ranked Johor Bahru as the major city for the second lowest cost of living in the region. It costs 58% less to live in Johor Bahru than in Singapore. And according to NAMCO, in 2018, the housing cost in Johor Bahru is 6 times lower than in Singapore and 66% less than in Kuala Lumpur. Ladies and gentlemen, Johor aspires to be an economic powerhouse. To achieve this goal, the state government has highlighted the need for an economic transformation built on ideas and innovation. The state intends to accelerate growth through high-value industries that offer high-value employment to Johorians and other Malaysians. To give an example, Johorians make up 60% of employees at high-paying GBS companies based in Iskandar. Another 33% are Malaysians from other states. As part of this objective, the Johor government is considering the creation of another cyber city similar to Cyberjaya. As you know, Cyberjaya has been a catalyst for the value-added development of Malaysia's ICT industry and is currently at the heart of the nation's emerging digital economy. This proposed cyber city in Johor is envisioned as a regional ICT hub for such high-value products and services as content creation, social commerce, and of course, global business services. In this regard, Johor has several pieces already in place. There are plans for a global data center in the Iskandar region. In addition, the state government is improving Johor's digital infrastructure, although it is noteworthy that the 2017 average download speed in Johor Bahru was significantly faster than in Kuala Lumpur. But in order for Johor to become a high value industries, the state is only too aware that there must be a consistent and sufficient supply of digital talents and skilled workers. Ladies and gentlemen, the quality and availability of talent is the common malady of innovative industries. This is a universal issue, not only confined to Malaysia or even other ASEAN countries. Yet, on the whole, Malaysia has fared far better than others. We were ranked 27th out of 118 countries on the 2018 Global Talent Index, Talent Competitiveness Index, or GTCI. More importantly, our nation was the highest ranked among upper middle income economies. We have come this far on human capital development as a result of concerted efforts to increase the size and range of our talent pool. This is especially so for new age disciplines such as the digital technology. At last count, there are 21 public and another 20 private universities in Malaysia. Then there are an additional 400 colleges offering diploma programs and certificate courses. I would like to point out that these different types of higher education institutions have been introducing new disciplines into their curriculum. And this is based on market and industry demand, particularly from new and innovative high-value industries. Complementing their efforts are government-funded organizations and initiatives such as Talent Corp, the Human Resource Development Fund or HRDF. Talent Corp spearheads and coordinates efforts to develop talent, for example, under its Malaysia Global Talent Program, while the HRDF incentivizes companies to send their employees for further training by reimbursing their costs. Given its aspiration, Johor is paying particular attention to the issue of talent development in order to feed its high-value industries and fill the high-value jobs. One specific area being focused on is Industry 4.0. The Johor Skills Development Department is offering Industry 4.0 workshop under its Technical and Vocational Education and Training or TVET program. Meanwhile, it is also pertinent to point out that the highest number of public university graduates over the past few years have come from Johor. Clearly, the state is gaining ground in ensuring it has all the necessary elements in place to drive an innovation-led economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I had mentioned earlier in my speech that Malaysia has been consistently ranked in the top 3 destinations for GPS. There are currently more than 500 companies in Malaysia offering global business services. Local companies account for roughly 40%, with the rest made up of multinationals from Europe, the US, Singapore, and other Asian countries. Many of these GPS companies are based in and around Kuala Lumpur and Cyberjaya. However, new companies appear to be shifting towards Johor and in particular Iskandar, Malaysia. This is hardly surprising as GBS is one of the key focus areas earmarked by the Johor government for the diversification of its service sector. Many players are also realizing the cost arbitrage of serving the Singapore market from Johor, where, as I had mentioned, is considerably cheaper in terms of instead of cost of doing business and the cost of living. I am pleased to note that I2M Ventures through the GBS ISKANDAR program has successfully attracted investments in GBS worth an estimated Ringgit Malaysia 2.4 billion in the last 4 years. These new investments have collectively created more than 5,260 jobs over the same period. I am even more heartened to understand that GBS investment in Iskandar Puteri is expected to reach Ringgit Malaysia 6.5 billion and jobs to exceed 14,000 by 2023. For those not in the know, Iskandar Puteri is one of the 5 flagship zones of Iskandar, Malaysia. Iskandar Puteri is fast becoming the destination for companies to streamline their global services and provide GPS to clients around the world. The new global data center I mentioned earlier will be based here in Iskandar Puteri. Many prominent global companies, multinationals like Frost & Sullivan, Cox Asia, Aegis Global, Brand International, Day3, Vistra, KPMG are amongst the companies that have set up in Iskandar Puteri. Johor and Iskandar Puteri represent the future of GBS. We are certainly excited to see how it all unfolds. Thank you.
Please join us, ladies and gentlemen, in thanking Yang Hormat. Thank you, gentlemen. Please do kindly